Hi, I'm Clara. I study economics and French with the Global Development Studies concentration at Grinnell College. And during fall 2021, I studied abroad in Senegal. Well, for me, in the US, I am already studying abroad, but my college provides many opportunities and partnerships, such as the one with the University of Minnesota, to explore more. And I saw that as an opportunity to expand my horizons and learn more about other ways of understanding the world and current issues. So I mostly started thinking more after starting college. I talked to my academic advisor, and I'm a French major. So she suggested me the Senegal program. She said she received a lot of positive feedback from other students. And after we talked, I thought, well, perhaps Senegal would be a good choice. So I made more research, I learned more about the program, and it seemed fantastic. It went way beyond that. I had certain expectations, and the program simply completely went through it way beyond in a way that I had never even imagined. From an academic viewpoint, the internship part of the program was really important for me to understand what's my passion professionally and how to apply what I have been learned at my home institution to a meaningful and purposeful career. So it really complemented my academic learning in a way that I would never have expected. And the people I interacted with, they became nearly family for me and taught me so much, not only about their cultures, but also about life, about what it means to be human, how to be a good person. In Senegal, they have this concept, which is teranga, and that's the Senegalese hospitality. And seeing that and learning about that and how serving others can be absolutely fundamental for happiness and to build a meaningful community, that definitely changed not only my perspective about life, but who I am and how I approach life. So I'm very grateful for this program. I'm originally Brazilian. So at first, there is this feeling that you have to emphasize your culture and compare it constantly. So at first, I was seeing a lot of differences, but then eventually I started understanding that my own culture is very diverse and it shares a lot of similarities with Senegalese culture. And seeing the roots where some customs came from, where some traditions came from. Sometimes there was this one thing, I was very surprised. There was this fruit that Fatu loved, and she was always telling us about it. And then one day we finally found it and bought it. And then when I took a spoonful, I was like, I know this fruit. And we have exactly the same one in Brazil. We just call it a different name. We eat it in a different way. And it also made me more aware of my own cultural differences in the US. So it gave me a good way of comparison between the different cultures and how some things change when you change environments. So some things are a certain way in Senegal and they are similar in Brazil, but just slightly different from having contact with these new cultures. Although I had very close friends everywhere, the bond that I created with the other students in the apartment and with the place as well. So in Senegal, there is this idea that you cannot walk into a place and just say, hi, good morning, do you have milk? And buy milk. That's considered absurdly impolite. You need to ask how they are. They tell you their name, where they come from, how many children they have, who they're married to, where they come from, everything. And if you go there the next day, they will not only remember you, but everything you told them and ask about that. So slowly, even people who were nearly strangers for me, there was this bond, there was this community, and there were those small interactions, creating this habit of caring about the person who is there and not seeing them as just serving or employees or doing their work, but actually as whole people with stories and part of a community that you are part of as well, and being responsible for learning how they are, taking care of them as much as they do the same for you. They were very insightful. I learned a lot. One that I particularly liked was Wolof, because I'm very passionate about learning languages. And it was a completely new language that shared characteristics with other languages that I knew. I feel like it helped us have a deeper understanding of the culture and more meaningful interactions. By default, people who are doing the microfinance track would intern with a microfinance organization. But I specifically asked Marie, who was the responsible for internship placement, to be placed with a consultancy, with a consulting firm that would be involved in this work. And I had an internship with MicroSave, which is an organization focused on microfinance and financial inclusion, especially for entrepreneurs, agricultures, and development agencies. And I was an intern there. Mostly, the approach that the company had for me was that I was an academic intern. So their main objective was that I learned as much as I could. They gave me courses, they gave me resources, a lot of reading, research, data analysis. That was one of the most exciting projects that I was involved with. They had those interviews with people that work with mobile money. And then we had to reorganize data, analyze data, and it was really fascinating. And I learned in practice so many concepts, and I could see the purpose of a career like that. I understood why I was doing what I was doing. And don't expect things to be as different as you think they're going to be, because some things are just universal.